What's up guys, Brett Medlock here. Today I wanted to talk about two games that I personally think are not getting enough recognition, or they're getting a bunch of hate and just a bunch of people not excited about them, and I don't understand why, because in my opinion I think they look awesome, and they're two very similar games. Pretty much two sides of the same coin. One's more focused on multiplayer and the other's more focused on a single player narrative, but gameplay wise they have a lot of similarities. And if you looked at the thumbnail, then you know what games they are. Days Gone and World War Z. So first off, Days Gone. A lot of people immediately when this game got shown off, they said, this is a Last of Us like ripoff, I don't really want to play this. And me personally, when I first saw the game, I saw how many enemies were on screen. I saw how smart and just overall different the AI was, how they think, like they all act differently. It's like each of them have their own mind, and you can see that in the gameplay. For example, if you saw the gameplay reveal of the game a while back, it's been a while now, you can see a bunch of different zombies. I know they're not zombies, but let's just be honest, they're zombies. You see a bunch of different zombies taking different routes in order to try and catch your character. Don't get me wrong, a lot of them will act very similarly, but there are a few that you'll see step out of the pack and try different routes that are trying to like take you down by like cutting you off by like jumping out of a window, or like climbing over a building and jumping on top of you. It's that kind of stuff that I see that I personally think is pretty damn unique. Now, one thing that I've always wanted this generation, next generation, is I think that something that a lot of developers could work on is smarter AI, or just like different AI. Like so many games, the bad guys all act the exact same. They're snooping around the area, you sneak up on them, you choke them out, they're dead. But I want to see something smarter. I want to see enemies do different things, and Days Gone looks like it's doing that. There's different types of enemies, obviously. There's the real people who do the normal, like, snooping around. Hey, did you hear that? Then they'll go and find you, you choke them out, stuff like that. But these freakers, they're acting, like, really impressive overall. And there's so many on screen, like, my god. Like, between this and World War Z, I've never seen this many enemies on screen, and both games are graphically really demanding, so that's really impressive. I think overall Days Gone looks to be more impressive, which that does make sense. It is a Sony first-party game. It's got that first-party polish. I just think all of it combined looks awesome, and I'm excited for this game. Now, Bend Studio, the studio behind Days Gone, they worked on Uncharted Golden Abyss on PlayStation Vita. I don't know if you played that, but it's a very good game. And before that, they worked on the classic Siphon Filter franchise. Another awesome thing that I took away from all the gameplay that we've seen is that these areas within this open world are designed brilliantly. From the gameplay videos that we've seen, we saw Deacon kill these freakers in awesome ways, and while he was using explosive barrels or rigging explosives, it all looked really seamless, like the developer knew that people were going to take advantage of these environments in various different ways. Now, don't even get me started on all the awesome similarities that it has to games like The Last of Us, Horizon Zero Dawn, hell, even Breath of the Wild. I wrote an article about it a few months back, and I'll link it in the description. This game is the culmination of everything that I've loved about action-adventure games, so I'm personally really excited about it. Now, on to World War Z. I recently did a video about this game because I got my hands on it way back at E3, and it took me a while to make a video on it, but yeah, it exceeded my expectations. Like, I went in expecting this game to be a boring run and gun, like a co-op game that's more like similar to Left 4 Dead, which I'm a fan of, but it never really blew my mind. This game, first off, visually looks really impressive. I remember back at the Game Awards is where they first showed off the game, and they didn't show gameplay, but they showed environments and like swarms of zombies. I didn't think it looked that good. I was like, you know, this looks like a low-budget game. But when I actually sat down and played it, it was a whole different experience. There's very detailed environments and even like set pieces going on out in the distance that you might not even notice unless you paid attention to it. The attention to detail overall in the levels really had me impressed. Now, I was speaking with the developer back at E3, and they said that each of these missions are going to have big set piece moments. Now, as I was saying before, it's the complete opposite of Days Gone. They both have zombies, tons of zombies on screen. I mean, World War Z is about blowing people's heads off, whereas Days Gone is more narrative driven and like story focused. Now this one, I just want to get 3 other friends and play more of this game. Actually, I'll just throw in a snippet of my recent preview right here. 4-player co-op is most likely the best way to play World War Z, and it is very reminiscent of Left 4 Dead. Speaking of Left 4 Dead, World War Z seriously scratches that itch for a fast-paced, co-op, zombie-slaying shooter, though World War Z seems to be bringing more to the table overall. From the huge number of enemies on screen, up to 500, and building defenses from scavenged resources, and the fantastic weapon variety, there's enough nuance here to make it feel like a fresh experience. Now, don't get me wrong, I know people are excited for these games. Hell, if you're watching this, you're probably excited, but overall, it seems a little quiet on the internet. I don't see much chatter going on about either of these titles, and one of them is really surprising, which is Days Gone. It's a first-party Sony exclusive, and those usually get tons of eyes on them, but I guess this one, it just rubs people the wrong way because it's another post-apocalyptic zombie game like The Last of Us, and it's not The Last of Us, which is enough for people to not care as much about it. But I want to know what you think down in the comment section below. Are you excited for Days Gone or World War Z? Two awesome-looking zombie games. I've gotten to play World War Z. It's a ton of fun. I cannot wait to play more. And Days Gone, I cannot wait for it early next year. Hit that subscribe button if you love PlayStation and love random topics like this. I love talking to you guys down in the comments. I will talk to you guys later.